Alright, ladies and gents, so we're back with another Fortnite Save the World quick tips video. Now in this video I'm going to be teaching you guys how you guys can maximize your nuts and bolts farming. This isn't a video that teaches you how to get fast nuts and bolts because, well, I've already made a video on that and it's gonna be linked in the tutorial and guides playlist in the description below if you're interested. But this is going to be a video that's going to be telling you guys how you guys can sort of do everything in your power to make sure that you're getting nuts and bolts very quickly. And of course I am going to be using Striker AC and Recon Scout Eagle Eye just to get the most maximum amount of nuts and bolts. Okay, so the first step to maximizing your nuts and bolts farming, you guys want to come over here to where your ammo is at, and then you just want to choose any ammo except the energy cell because it just shows too many things on screen. But yeah, let's choose the heavy ammo, and then you're gonna press track. Okay, and then what that's going to do is, as you guys can see on the bottom left side of my screen, it's going to tell me how many nuts and bolts I have. So that's the first thing that you want to do when you're farming nuts and bolts. Alright, and the reason why you want to do this, it's because you are going to be seeing how many nuts and bolts you are actually obtaining. Like that, when you get to the specific amount of nuts and bolts that you want, you can basically just stop. The second thing that you guys need to keep in mind when farming your nuts and bolts is always take advantage of Striker AC's 1.5 tile range with the anti-materials charge. So I could do this and destroy this car, or I could put myself, for the most part, most of the time, in an angle where I can hit two cars at the same time. Alright, now also, if you have enemies on you, don't waste your time with them and just send out your gadgets. Okay, now the third step for you to maximize how many nuts and bolts you get, and you know, the third step that you need to take to make sure that you're doing this as fast as possible, make sure that you are using your, Jesus Christ, make sure that you're using your phase shift ability. You want to use phase shift, wait until the speed boost from phase shift is over, and then you want to use phase shift again. So right here I'm going to line myself up. I actually meant to get this car. But yeah, I'm going to line myself up in these two cars, and let's say that there's a car all the way over there. Instead of running all the way over there, I'm just going to phase shift all the way over there. Okay, now the third tip for you to maximize your nuts and bolts is choose a specific area that you want to farm. Like for example, I started on that street and then I'm gonna go down this street right here. Alright, and I'm going to get all of the cars that are on this street. Alright, and the reason why I'm going to do that is because I don't want to be like farming all over the place. I just want to know which streets I have farmed and which streets I have not farmed. I like to be very organized like that. And of course, make sure that you're also destroying these little thingies here. You know, these parking ticket timers. I don't know what they're called, but make sure that you're destroying those. And this one should go without saying, but you need to make sure that you're in a private lobby, because like that, there are more nuts and bolts for you, and like that, you're also not sort of hurting other players that are in your lobby to finish the mission. And you know, they're not in the lobby to get nuts and bolts. Okay, so just go into a private lobby, more nuts and bolts for you, and basically you can farm to your heart's content in a private lobby. Another thing that I want to point out, the last thing that I want to point out, is we actually got double loot from that one, I think. The last thing that I want to point out, oh, we got double loot from that one as well, and that's why you need to have Recon Scout Eagle Eye as a level 3 on your support slot, so that you can get you know, a 12% chance of getting double loot, and that 12% chance does trigger faster. I mean, more often than you would think. But the last tip that I have for you guys for maximizing your nuts and bolts: make sure that you're always doing it in a city. Jesus Christ. Let's just come over here. Make sure you're always doing it in a city zone. Okay, you need to be farming nuts and bolts in a city. On the suburbs, there's not going to be as many cars. And on industrial parks and the desert, there's not going to be as many cars. So make sure that you're farming nuts and bolts in the cities. And that is how you can maximize your nuts and bolts farming, how you guys can get the best out of farming nuts and bolts. If you enjoyed the video, remember to drop a like and of course subscribe to join the Salvaje Cartel.